So Three Musketeers, it's kind of a classic tale that keeps coming back, again, retold. So what appealed to you about it?
I loved it. From when I was a kid, I read the book, I saw the Richard Lester movie. It's one of the first movies my father took me to see. I was a kid who chased other kids around the playground with a stick, pretending to be a musketeer, and then other kids chased me. I love it. I mean, I love the tale, I've always loved it. I've watched the many movie adaptations of it, and I think every generation gets its Three Musketeers because, you know, while the movies date, the themes of the book never date. Love, honor, courage, friendship, you know, these things never go out of style. And I felt, you know, it was time to retell the classic tale, but do it with 21st century technology.
You mentioned you saw it with your dad. Is this kind of a blockbuster you can see with your dad, or with a brother or son? Is it kind of a cross-generation?
Definitely. I mean, that's what I was designing it as. You know, I was designing it as a family movie where fathers can take their sons to go see it. You know, so there's plenty of action. You know, there's intrigue, there's swashbuckling. You know, but there's no blood, there's no nudity, there's no swearing. I mean, I remember when I saw the Richard Lester version, there's a few moments where you saw Raquel Welch's cleavage that made you feel a bit weird. But other than that, you know, I think it's a fantastic family movie.
And how did Mia give you any grief, sort of having to do these action sequences in corsets and petticoats and stuff like that?
Mila was determined to do the action scenes in corsets and petticoats. She was the one who really wanted to kind of be spinning around in a 17th century dress because she felt no one had ever done it before. And once we started rehearsing those scenes, we realized why no one had ever done it before, because it's really difficult. You know, her dress weighed about 30 pounds, the skirts were everywhere, everyone was tripping over them, she was falling over. The corset was so tight that, you know, Juno and Gabriella found it difficult enough just to stand still and deliver dialogue without passing out. And then Mila was kind of pushing the envelope by doing action in the dress as well. So it was very, very challenging for her.
Obviously, the casting of the Four Musketeers is kind of key to it as well. What do you sort of look for when you were casting the actors for that?
I wanted actors who I felt embodied the parts already. You know, Matthew I'd known for years. I've always wanted to work with him. You know, I thought his Mr. Darcy was just so soulful and brooding, which is exactly what Athos requires. Ray is such a larger-than-life character, which is exactly what you want from Porthos. You know, Luke is just so fastidious. You know, again, I felt all of these characters just embodied, all of the actors embodied their characters so well. It was easy casting. I loved working on this movie. I had the best time, and I loved working with every single one of the actors. I mean, it was an incredibly fun experience. So of course I'd love to repeat it. But for me, you know, we're all about putting 100% of our energy into the one movie we're doing right now. So, you know, I want this one to go out and delight audiences first.